And welcome back to more questioning from the Gaming Addiction Anonymous stuff. So, where we left off, we asked a question. Now we're going to ask another question. I don't know, I think I've been here. Yeah. So the next question, does gaming contribute to arguments in your relationship? I'm not currently in a relationship, so that would be a no. Damn stupid skeleton. There's a witch nearby. Has gaming taken the place of hobbies or sports you used to enjoy? It kinda has. I would say it's a bit twofold. Because I used to watch a lot more sports and series and movies. I think like just gaming in general and like YouTube gaming is kind of like taken over a lot in that part. So I don't watch a lot of that stuff. I still have my series that I watch, but sometimes I have a hard time like sitting down and just watching the stuff I actually want to watch. Definitely watch definitely like YouTube is taking over a lot for me. So I definitely would say yes on that. And like there's definitely sometimes I kind of want to watch, like I do make an effort to watch like my favorite football team every time they play, every time I can watch it. Sometimes I forget, but I definitely don't watch as much as I used to. I don't follow it as much as I used to. Like generally just discovering like the gaming scene for YouTube and stuff kind of like changed a lot from my viewing habits of different things. And it's not like I don't watch that much. Ooh, shiny rocks. Yeah, but I would say it has, but I wouldn't say it necessarily negative. Do you forget about appointment, responsibilities, or deadline in work or school when gaming? Like in work, I don't take my work home with me. My work is at my workplace, and I don't have any responsibilities from home, so it really doesn't. In that case, I'm like going back when I went to school. I guess it's sometimes it did, but that's a long time ago. But I would say so many other things did it like at different points. Like it's way too much partying and stuff like that. Yeah, actually used to, like when I went to school, I used to party a lot. Like in the later school, not like when I was young or anything. Well, kind of young. Well, but not that young. Which is the thing, like I don't. It's very rare I drink these days, or party. It's not really something that interests me that much anymore, to be honest. and that definitely has nothing to do with gaming or anything else in that matter. It's just like, I think it to some degree comes with having, to be totally honest, my dad was an alcoholic, so I'd never really want to follow in those footsteps. Do you become irritated or defensive when people suggest you might be gaming too much? No, not really. A little bit, I guess, because if people that are suggesting it is people that actually just sit in front of the couch the whole time and watch TV or something, which I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with. I was like, well, I kind of feel it's just as valuable gaming. I'm actually doing something active with my, instead of just sitting in front of the television watching whatever's going on. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I definitely don't think there's anything wrong with gaming at the same time. So in some cases I guess I would be, but it's not something that I've been addressed with that much, to be honest. At the same time, I'm a very individual. I do what I want, more or less. So, and nobody decides what I do. So, I don't need anything of that. But I guess I have been confronted with it at times to some degree, but not like a heavily degree. And would be cases where people, like people that would actually like spend their evenings just watching TV. Like, I think my thing is just as valuable, if not more valuable. Like, it's not like people watching the History Channel and National Geographic or something. It's people watching dumb TV series, dumb reality shows and stuff like that, which they're allowed to. It's not something I would waste my time with. Kind of hate that part of society, that we're making dumb people rich just for being dumb, basically. But to each their own. People are allowed to have the different interests. Have your hours spent gaming increased over time? It varies a lot. Some points yes, some points no. Do I spend a lot of time with it right now? Often I do, because in my current situation, I live in a place where I don't really know that many people, and I would have to travel to get to see a lot of my friends. And I don't really know a lot of people around here, so I kind of just do it because, well, there's nothing, I don't have much else going on, honestly. But it varies a lot. Some weeks I really don't really do it. Some weeks I do it a lot. So it definitely varies. I don't think the spawners really spawned or anything. That should be fine. Next one. Do you blow off social events to game? Not social events that I would care about. And it would have to be like very specific game, or if a time I'm like stressed out or something. But if it's something I actually would want to go to, I wouldn't blow it off for gaming. Like I might do it like for some, like let's say if I really wanted to play a UHC and somebody else wanted to do something else, but again, it depended how much I actually wanted to do it. The other event, I would probably usually pick the social event if it's something I actually want to do. So I don't think that's really too shabby. That's not an issue as I see it. Have you lost contact with friends and family since gaming? That's an odd question. Because of gaming? No. Since gaming? I've always gamed, so I don't really know how I should answer that. I'm just gonna say no. Definitely not because of it. Do you have intense feelings, highs, lows, anger, fear while gaming? Usually not. Can it happen? Oh, yeah, it definitely can. It definitely can. Like, I think it happens more with like competitive gaming, or if you're playing a game that has like stupid difficult missions or something. But I don't play games like that much. Not to the degree that I would be like really angry about it. Like definitely, like it's nothing compared to like other people I know, like my older brother, who gets very into like especially like FPS games and stuff like that. Gets very ragey. I don't really get that ragey about it. But definitely like say playing first person shooters would definitely be one of the games I would rage more about, but I'm more like a silent rager, to be honest. I just get annoyed. And that's also kind of why I don't really play those games anymore, because I don't like the feeling that it actually gives. So I don't necessarily see any reason to play them and have that feeling of annoyance. Which is often like because of random things, or because people are better than me. Definitely, that's also a thing. But for the most point, I don't really play competitive gaming, so I really wouldn't stumble across that a lot. Because I definitely think that's where you would see it most. Like I could get annoyed that like I died in a UHC or something. But ragey, well, I guess I wasn't necessarily happy, but I don't think I was happy at the beginning of the last UHC. I don't think I was in the right mood for it, to be honest. And it didn't turn out as great as I wanted it to be. So this was actually all the original questions. There was a lot of questions after that. Can't remember what they called them. Some additional questions while thinking about any obsession, compulsive behavior you might have around gaming. Many of us answered yes. Okay, blah blah blah. So these are some additional questions, and I'll go over them as well. Do you eat while gaming or forget to eat while gaming? I rarely eat while gaming. I don't game and snack or that. Well, not that much at least. Do I forget eating? Yes, I definitely do. That's definitely a thing. Yeah, sometimes I could definitely forget a whole day. Oh, I haven't eaten. Well, if I was home a whole day and now I'm really hungry and it's very, very late. and stuff like that. Most of your friends gamers, they are. I would say, yeah, definitely. Gaming story is one of the most exciting topics of conversation for you. It's definitely up there. I'll definitely say that. I think it's interesting to discuss game stories and theories and stuff like that, and also something I like to enjoy listening to, for either via podcast or gaming videos and stuff. And I like to discuss games. I don't really have that many people right now that are playing the same types of games as me necessarily. So I don't have a lot of people that I actually discuss that much with. But I definitely like it. Do you read any gaming related guides or articles? I do. I don't know really how to evolve on that. I follow games media. I don't follow it as much as I did maybe a couple of years ago, but I think it's more of a time thing. But I definitely follow games media, and I use a lot of social media to follow stuff like that. Not sure what they mean by guides. Like, would I would use a guide if I'm probably stuck somewhere in a game. Yes, that would happen. Yeah, but I'm not really sure if that's what you would mean. Do you fear a life without gaming? I kind of think that's unrealistic to some degree, but I don't. I think something would replace it. And I don't know why I should fear that, to be honest. If I lose interest in gaming, which I doubt I would, then I would hopefully have another interest that would fill in. But it could be hard, like if you really lose interest in something. I'll give an example. From the age of 6, I was very much into wrestling, and over the last 5 or so years, I lost interest after being absolutely a huge nerd. I ran a Danish website. I did commentary on it on TV, and for Danish wrestling promotion, I did like a handful of commentaries. I was very much into it, and my interest just dropped eventually. And it's like, when it dropped, I was like, I couldn't really find anything to fill out the void with. Kind of think it's still a little bit of an issue. And that's why I sometimes tend to go back and maybe try and see if it would interest me again. Because I haven't really necessarily filled that huge void, but I spent so much time on it, and I guess also because when you spend that much time on something and you're very knowledgeable about it, it's like, okay, it's over, and now what do I do? But I think it's something that happens with a lot of things eventually. So if that would happen like from day to day, I I don't think it would, because gaming is a very different beast. I definitely probably would like try and do the same, try and go back, try play games, see if I enjoyed it, and eventually I would move on if it wasn't my cup of tea. Do you feel irritated and restless when away from the games for some days? No, I don't. Unless there's something I really want to play, I don't. It's not that important to me, to be honest. I think, like, more personally, I could be annoyed from, like, not having my privacy for a longer period, but like gaming isn't really necessarily something I would miss to that degree. But let's say like the super cool Final Fantasy 16 that saved the series was coming out or something. Yeah, probably. But then again, yeah, I wouldn't. I would say no, basically, to that. And like, I'm a lot more patient with things like that now. I'm not necessarily all that overhyped or anything. Let's see, next one. Do you envy people who can game in moderation? No. Because I feel I can, if I want to. Do you prefer your game character identity to your own? I'm not really sure what's meant by that. Like, if I prefer my to be a, I could read it in two ways. Like, would I prefer to be a gaming character I've played instead of being myself? Or are we down the line of, do I prefer create? Oh, so many blue shiny rocks. Or do I prefer creating my own character like in Skyrim, or playing a character that's like Claude, the main character of Final Fantasy VII. I prefer, in that case, I definitely prefer the character actually being created for me, because I don't relate with characters that I have to build myself that much. Have you stolen money for gaming? No, I haven't. Do you think your life might be much better without games? Could be better, could be worse. But I'm definitely not gonna say yes or no to that. There's always a chance. Like, it could be a lot worse, it could be a lot better. What else? Do you find yourself bored with most everything else in life? No. Just a little bit, but there's still things I find exciting in life. but there's definitely things I find boring. Have you put spending on games ahead of your financial responsibilities? I'm gonna say no, but I can tell a story when I did. When I was younger, I just lost my job. That was when I was 18, 19 years old or something. And I had my first credit card and stuff. I lost my job. I went down to a place that sold games, and I bought a very expensive PlayStation 2 with a few games and stuff like that, and definitely overdrew my credit card, and I lost that credit card. Funny story. I never paid the full amount of that. And that's not a problem, because that store doesn't even exist anymore. I made them bankrupt. No, I probably didn't, since it was years later they closed down. I never heard about it again though. So definitely there has been a point where I've been financially stupid, but I was young. It's okay. It's okay to be young and stupid. To some degree. Have you gained weight since becoming a gamer? Yes. Well, I started like I've basically gamed all my life, so I guess that would be a yes. But I'll definitely also say yes. Have you felt remorse after a gaming binge? No, I don't recall that really. Have you suffered any physical pains from intense gaming? I guess, like, intense gaming, I don't really do intense gaming. But I honestly, like, you probably, I probably do, because, like, it's not like good. You never like. You're often sitting in like bad positions and stuff. So I guess it would be some kind of related to it. Have you suffered more financial problems since obsessively gaming? No, I haven't. When you spend time with your friends, do you invite them to game? Sometimes. Well, I would more say like sometimes when I hang out with my friends, we game. Wouldn't necessarily say I invite them to game. Well, I guess I have in the past to some degree. But definitely more in the past. Like, I had a friend like where we like used to like play all kinds of different games for days. We completed a lot of games over the weekends. Specifically remember games like Metal Gear Solid and Resident Evil and stuff like that. We completed over a weekend. And we played a lot of weird games as well. Do you spend real money in game? I don't. It's not something I like to do. And I don't really see a necessary for it for the games I play. Kind of thinks games are expensive enough. And I don't really like the system. I do get that games are more expensive to make now. And like the DLC practice is a way of gaming companies to survive as well, but I don't like it. I don't think anybody really does. But like, I don't really spend real money on it. Do you get angry and insulting when other players make mistakes? I don't. I'm definitely not that kind of person. Like if you repeat the same mistake, maybe. But it depends on the situation, but I would say mostly no. So that. Have you tried limited game time by switching games? I don't get why that's... I switch game all the time. I play a ton of different games, so... No. Ugh. Stupid Apple. And the last one in the group. Are the people in your life worried about your gaming? I could imagine some people are. But nobody's really ever told it to my face. Really, I think. But also, I think in some degree, it's more like an understanding factor. Also, like an understanding of who I am, because the type of person I am. I don't really want to have people around me all the time. I need a lot of alone time. And if you don't understand that, well, you would probably think that would be too much, I guess. But with that said and done, I think I'm gonna end off here because there's no more questions, and I didn't find a nudge apple, which wasn't necessarily the point, but would have been nice. So yeah, thank you for watching this. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Maybe you got some random facts about me that you never knew. And hopefully it was enjoyable, me talking about this stuff for a couple of episodes. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll be back with another video eventually.